Coach, y'all went from offensively 27 points in the first half, only 6 in the second. From your perspective, what kept y'all off the scoreboard in those last 2 quarters?
Yeah, some of it's us, some of it's them. I mean, you got to give their coaching staff and players credit for making plays and hanging in there to give themselves a chance to come back, and they did. And, we needed obviously another score or move the football to eat up time. And they did a good job. I thought their defensive front, they got a ton of pressure on us. They had 4 sacks, I think, but 4 or 5 sacks, I'm not sure. And a ton of pressure hitting Luis while he's throwing the football. So they did a better job up there and getting after him. And, and then we popped some runs. But overall, at the end of the game, we needed to run it out. We have a big run, and we end up losing the football. So, again, give their players and coaches credit.
And then one more question. There was surprisingly little use of your run game today. Was that part of your philosophy for how to attack this game, or just something that happened with the way the game flowed?
I'm not so sure that's quite accurate. We ran the football for 108 yards. So that's pretty good. And we trying to see rushing attempts. We had 19, they had 24. So, and anyway, I don't know. They did a good job on us sometimes, but then we popped a fair amount of them too, So when you rush for 108, that's pretty decent in this league.
Ron Murray, K104 coach, midway through the season. Is there a level of consistency you may want to see from your offense that you've seen from your defense so far this part of the year?
Well, it's give and take. Our defense, we hadn't given up 3 touchdowns the whole year, I don't think. And they have 3 on us today. So defense was, again, give, their coaching staff, coaches credit. They did a nice job. I thought Jordan Teamo did a great job. Even though he's 50% maybe completion, he worked the ball when he needed to, and he ran the football in some tight, important situations, and he hurt us, running the football also. So he's a good player, and they do a nice job using him. And defensively, we had a fair amount of busts where we broke down a few times, where someone didn't run a stunt that we needed them to, or let the quarterback get out. So some of it, we didn't execute as well as we needed, but also some of it was their good play that, that worked us a little bit.
All right, and with the second half of the season for the next 5 games, they're on the road. Do you have to adopt, a road warrior mentality and things of that nature? Because, of course, you all play well at home, but, controlling your destiny is going to be on the road. Just your thoughts about that.
Yeah, I'm not much of a saying guy, just we got to play well. And wherever you go, here or on the road, and execute assignments properly. Don't have busts. Don't turn the football over. That was when you turn the football over, we were on a drive right there. That after that big run, that was those are hard to overcome. So.
Any questions back here?
All right, Jason, you are good to go.
Hey, Coach, Jason with the X-Fan Show. You've had a great game, just a few miscues like you said earlier, but next week you guys are on the road. You come to St. Louis. You've already beaten St.Louis once. But what are you going to tell your guys, and how are you going to prepare them for the noise that's going to be in St. Louis?
Well, we'll work on, crowd noise to some degree, and whether it be silent counts or whatnot, as we work through the week. That's just something you got to do, continually when you're, working with crowd noise.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, Alan, you are good to go.
Yes, Coach. Sorry about the loss there. But on a positive, Jalen Harris seemed to come up big. He's now leading the league in interceptions. Can you talk about Jalen Harris and his contribution to the team?
Yeah, Jalen does a great job, continually coming up with big plays. And, he plays multiple positions, and moving them around, so he understands all the positions. really a bright player on top of being a skilled player. And anyway, so J&A does a great job. But you got to give Stevie Jones, a little bit of credit for the touchdown last week. He's the one that broke the ball up.
And in this game, it did seem like the DC defenders seemed to hang around just enough. Would you attribute that more to what they were doing or to something else?
Yeah, it's what I said earlier. Credit their coaching staff. Both sides of the ball, they did a nice job. Special teams, and then at times we didn't quite execute as well as we would like. With, like I already mentioned, busted assignments on defense and giving up deep balls. And we knew that coming in, that they had hit more deep balls in the league than anybody, and did on us. And then offensively, we needed more production in the second half to either separate more or to eat up clock to win the game.
Appreciate you, Coach. Thank you.
Where's Oscar?
Oscar's not here today.
Oh, man. It's Sunday. He must be in church.
That too.
All right. Thank you.
Ron Murray, K104. Luis, despite the result today, y'all definitely had control. So just talk about, some of the problems on offense in regards to that, and also the pressure that DC was really providing today.
Yeah, hats off to DC. They're a great football team, great coach football team. They did a good job in the second half, getting after it. And, but again, it comes down to it. Again, when we watch the film, it's all self-inflicted stuff. I mean, it happens every week. We just got to do a better job of, trying to eliminate those negative plays. And, everything else will play out itself. So, but credit to them, they're a good football team, and, tough loss.
All right, second half of the season for the next 5 games are on the road. How would you like to see the offense improve as you get to the next part of the season?
Yeah, it's all above the neck. We got to make sure we stay locked in above the neck and make sure we do our part and do your 111. If everybody does their 111, everything will play out how it's supposed to.
Jasmine A, D210 Sports. Chris, in the first half, it really felt like you kept the defenders from capitalizing on their yards, time of possession, et cetera. Did anything feel different to the defense in the second half?
Other than the fact that we just let just a bunch of little stuff just pile into just into a big issue. Obviously, we do have to clean up, like substitutions, making our adjustments properly, and just getting it relayed from left to right across the field. So I mean, it wasn't. That's not our standard. That's not how the best of our abilities, that we've been playing, the last 4 weeks. So we'll watch the film and clean it up. But, everyone on defense is, disappointed with, the outcome.
And Luis, quick question. You're going to have the opportunity to face the defenders again. Based on the difference, especially in scoring from the first half to the second half, is there anything specifically that you think you'll look at or do differently?
Yeah, again, I mean, I know I keep repeating myself, but it's all in the details above the neck. I mean, if we just do those things, right, like just do your assignment how it's supposed to be done, right? Starts with me, starts with O-line, receivers, everybody, running backs. If you just do that, everything will be fine. And we got to hone in on those details and try to eliminate negative plays.
We're going to have 2 sets of questions from Zoom. Our first question will be from Alan Alford from the Alan Alford Sports Talk Show.
I guess we'll start with Luis this time. It seemed like scrambling is more of a part of your game. Can you talk more about that?
You said it's not a part of my game, or it is a part of my game?
It is becoming more of a part of your game.
Yeah, I mean, I try to work on it in the off season to make a difference with my legs here and there. So, yeah, I mean, try to use my legs when I need to. Yeah, that's it.
One thing I wanted to ask you, that Coach Harris did say that he felt as if they put enough pressure on you, they would kind of force you into throwing in a couple of interceptions. It was a bit surprising to me because you don't usually throw a lot of picks. Can you kind of elaborate on that?
Yeah, everybody has an opinion. Yeah, that's what he thought. And, they came after in the second half. But, yeah, that's all I'll say on that.
All right. Jason, do you have any questions?
I have a question for Louise and Chris. Louise, you guys are going to be working on a short week, little rest. Next Friday you play in St. Louis, another big game. You guys win again, you control your destiny for the playoffs. How are you going to work with your guys on silent counts and stuff like that to prepare for that sound, that noise in the dome on Friday?
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that tomorrow when we get in. Coaches, will let us know what kind of cadence we'll use. Because, it does get rowdy in there and gets loud, and it's a great atmosphere to play. To be honest, I love playing there. Excited for next week. And, we'll figure it out tomorrow. We'll figure out what we'll do.
And then, Chris, with you, again, great game defensively. You've been the backbone of this defense. You're going into the dome next Friday, a little rest to rest up. And they're going to be trying to do a lot of hard counts. What are you going to be telling your guys on that defense about the hard counts and stuff like that?
Just to stay alert, and we work with Luis on silent cadence, and then just alert to be drawn off sides. So we just constantly just work together as far as that goes. But we'll plan for it in practice and just keep working on it so it doesn't become an issue in the future.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate y'all.